we're back. How's it going, everybody? I am the Uncanny Omar, and to my right is my wonderful co-host. Who are you, young lady?
Hello, I'm Odfel. I'm a cosplayer and occasional co-host on things on Near Mint, including this, and I'm so excited to talk movies today.
That's right. We are going to be talking about two things that begin with the letter F. Frankenstein, Guillermo del Toro, and going back to Fantastic Four First Steps, which people have asked me what my thoughts are. So you finally get to hear my thoughts because I just rewatched it last week and then watched Frankenstein for the first time today. And spoilers, I wish I had the chance to have gotten to watch it in the theater because I'm very jealous of the people that got to see it in the theater. You got to see it in the theater.
I did get to see it in theaters. Yeah, no, one of our local theaters in the city was playing it, so I was on that. I was like, I have to go see it. And it was really cool getting to like hear it in surround and see it. And its splendor.
I'm going to take a second here to just admire this. Man, you did the assignment. You decked out for this gothic type of review that we're going to do. I
had to bust out a cool shirt for Frankenstein. What else am I doing?
A Fantastic Four shirt. It would have just been a matter of like, we got a Fantastic Four shirt. Didn't even have, like, I'm sorry. I failed everybody. I don't even have any gothic clothes. I guess I could go and, never mind. No,
put on some eyeliner.
Is that what you think of goth? Isn't that emo? I think it's more emo, isn't it? Eyeliner? That's it?
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't even know where my Fantastic Four shirt is. So welcome, everybody, to Reelz Talk. It's good to see you all. It's Frankenstein, sir. That's right. And Fantastic Four. Let's not forget that. What is up, Lionheart? How are you? Anyone read the original Frankenstein novel? Here's a better question. Anyone read the original Frankenstein novel for fun? You didn't have to read it for school. You read it for fun. What? Okay. Gothic is old emo. You know what? It's like the evolution of a hippie turning into a hipster eventually, right? Anyway, howdy, mentees. What's up, Dylan? Frankenstein was amazing. All right, we'll talk about that. Yeah, so I read the book, but I'll be honest with you. I haven't read it since middle school. 8th grade, I think, is when I had to read it. When did you last read it, and why?
Like last year, because I like classic horror and I reread them.
Wait, for real? You just like classic horror? Read it for fun. Mary Shelley's mom's writing too.
Yeah, no, my D&D character is like baked in. So when I was making my D&D character, I skimmed back through a bunch of different classic horror to make them. So.
Well, look at all you. Wow, all these people that read Frankenstein for fun. Yeah, I haven't read since the 8th grade. That's awesome. Good for you all. Reading things that aren't comic books. How dare you? Here's a better question. Who owns the Bernie Wrightson Library edition of the book? Not me. I missed out on it, and I can't wait to get it. Hopefully, it will be reprinted one day. Right now, they just decided to reprint the trade paperback, and that sucker will sell because it's been out of print for so many years. What's up, Matt? So what would you like to talk about first, Odfel? Ladies' choice. Give me, what would you like to talk about?
I mean, I'll always talk about Frankenstein, so like I am down to talk about that one first if we want.
Okay, so let's talk about Frankenstein with spoilers or non-spoilers? Wait a minute. Is it really spoilers for a book that was written? Like, how do we handle this? Okay,
I don't know. Like, there are things I want to talk about that are like differences, but that is kind of spoilers for the film. So I don't.
Toro's Frankenstein. Okay, with spoilers. Okay, putting that little tag up so people aren't gonna yell at me later, but I'm sure they will. Okay. Guillermo del Toro is back. This apparently is a movie that he had been wanting to work on for a long time. Whenever he was doing interviews, like even in the commentary for the Pan's Labyrinth movie, which is one of my favorites, he was talking about wanting to make a Frankenstein movie. And he finally got to make it. Now, you got to see this in the theater, correct?
Yes, and it was phenomenal getting to see it on the big screen with the sense of scale, especially like the resurrection scene, like so good.
Okay, so I was gonna say, oh my god, the settings, the I don't want to say all practical effects, but some of the practical effects because it is Guillermo del Toro. But wow, so let's talk about the cast first. You have Guillermo del Toro, who of course directed it. You have Oscar Isaac as Victor Frankenstein. Spoilers, he's not the monster. He's not the creature. Christopher Waltz coming in for a very small role. What was his name? Harlander? Yeah. Mia Goth, one of my new favorite actresses. She's amazing as Elizabeth. And then Charles Dance always stealing the scene because I love that dude coming in as Victor Frankenstein's dad. And oh my gosh, the guy from Euphoria,
Jacob Elordi.
Yeah, of course you would know. Okay. That guy, who's a very handsome dude, is the actual creature. Like, so they had to put all that makeup on him. Like,
it was like, I think I was watching an interview and they said it was like 10 hours for the full thing and like 6 hours for just like the chest up for those scenes. And I cannot imagine being in the makeup chair for like 10 hours before you have to act, before you have to lock in. Like, I cannot imagine.
10 hours. I mean, honestly, back in the day before we had CG, that's what we had to do, right? Like American Werewolf in Paris, London, not Paris. All these classic movies that, I mean, all the makeup, that's what they had to do. This Frankenstein, though, not looking as horrific or monstery like other Frankensteins, even though he does have a lot of makeup on him. So
I feel like this was the most accurate creature we've gotten in film visually. So I was very stoked about it.
Okay, so let's talk about that really quick. I've neither read nor seen any iteration of Frankenstein. If I have, it was probably a comedy version. This is the second time Charles played Frankenstein's dad. He also played the role in Victor Frank. I did not know that, Project Viking. I love your avatar, by the way, brother. Okay. Give me the quick, in case people don't know what Frankenstein is, give me the quick synopsis. How would you describe, or like, the important parts of the movie?
I would say, like, for the most part, the theme is a man wants to overcome death by creating a creature, creates the creature, doesn't know what to do now that he's created it, becomes disenfranchised by that, lashes out, the creature gets loose. And then they grow a very interesting, hateful relationship towards each other, and it results in them reconvening in the Arctic. The broad brushstrokes of the story.
It is, I mean, of course, based on the book, and it follows the book really close. And I think the thing that I caught this time around that I don't think, maybe because I was young, like, is just his obsession with rebirth, right? Like bringing people back from the dead because of the loss of his mom at a very young age. And then, of course, the relationship he had with his father, which is the same relationship Victor has with the creature, like in a weird, abusive way.
This is also stuff Del Toro added, and I really liked it because I felt like it gave us a better image of Victor going in, that we didn't really have before. I also loved that Elizabeth wasn't his sister wife, because I think him pining for her instead of just having her made way more interesting tension between both he and the creature and he and Elizabeth and that whole thing going on. So, like, he is changing the story, but I feel like he's doing so in a way that, like, narratively made it more, like, it all clicked into place more for us understanding Victor.
And I think that's who, I mean, Oscar Isaacs is just such a great actor, though. I was rewatching Ex Machina with my wife, and I mean, he's got range, and he's just such a charismatic character, and a very believable actor too. Whenever he was, whenever he's portraying whatever role he's portraying, and I thought he did such an amazing job here. Actually, I think I want to say the actors to me were better than probably the script, at least in my opinion. I'm not sure how you felt about it, but yeah, I mean, we can talk about that. How did you feel about the script or the directing? By the way, cinematography, and as we talk about the sets, oh my gosh, that better be up for an Oscar. And Josh mentioned colors earlier too.
Oh yeah, the colors, the intentional framing, like I could go on like an entire diatribe about just like the religious imagery he like pumped into this movie, but like the script is good. I think my biggest gripe with it was it felt like it should have been a 3-act play. So when we got to act 3 and that was only like 20 minutes, I felt like the
Oh, yeah.
finale was kind of less than I had wanted it to play out into. Like watching it again, it hit a little better. But like in theaters, I was expecting like a third arc based on the pacing of the rest of the film. At least for me. I don't know about you.
No, I think it could have been longer, and that's kind of how I
That's what
judge
I mean.
movies sometimes. Is I wish it had been longer, and that might have been selfishly because I kind of liked what it was doing. I liked the chemistry. I liked that it was broken up into 3 honestly, I thought it was only gonna be 2 parts. You have
Yeah.
his version, and then you have the creature's version, but when we get to the 3rd act, I was like, "Oh, that's right, I guess we have to wrap it up." How are they gonna do this in I think they did it, like you said, in 20 minutes. It
I
kinda
wish it was like another hour. Like,
and I would have been good with that. I think it would have been great to get to know
yeah.
some of I mean, there's so many actors in this movie that are just phenomenal. Lars, Mikkelsen, he
Yeah.
was the captain of the ship.
I also I really like what they did playing with Victor's relationship with his mom, with it being double casted as Mia Goth, and then also like when he's creating Frankenstein, like he's still looking at the like little ivory like pregnant mom, and then over at his creation, and they gave him like a mom complex that's very interesting through the whole film. Like that man only drinks milk. Like it was like a very interesting thing that I've never seen applied to Victor before, but like they made it work.
Did you think now we've seen him do uh Shape of Water and Crimson Peak.
Mhm.
Did you think it was gonna go that route? Like changing the story up a little bit with oh what is really popular? What is that genre called? Monster Love? Is that what it's called?
Oh, I mean, there's always this thing with Elizabeth in Frankenstein, right?
Mhm.
Um, this was more faithful to the book. Again, I like it that it wasn't Victor's wife. I think that was a lot more interesting. But I like that they still paid homage to like the Bride of Frankenstein and gave us like little breadcrumbs of like, you remember when Hollywood did this? And it was very nice to see with like the dress and some of the romantic undertones that we got while still not doing the storyline that wasn't from the original thing. So
Mhm.
I liked it. I thought it was a good balance of like giving that like monster lover storyline while still also being faithful.
And somebody had mentioned just a second ago, "What's up, Kingsport Cows?" At Oddfell. That is Oddfell, brother. Uh, that if we had watched I think it was in 1991, the one with De Niro. Nope, it's 1994. Have y'all seen Kenneth Branagh's version with Robert De Niro? I did. Yeah, it's a good flick.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember if it was how it did at the box office in 94 because I really wasn't paying attention to those things back then. But I remember going to the theater seeing it and then seeing it later on like Cinemax or something. I didn't think it was a bad movie. I thought it was okay.
We watched
Um
that one in high school, and I remember it being like a pretty good adaptation,
mhm.
all things considered.
I want to say this creature feels the most sympathetic and like charismatic and I think a lot of it has to do with the lack of the bolts, the lack of like the
Yes.
actually body parts that are sewn together, which we've seen grotesque versions of the monster before. But I think a lot of it had to do with that. So Jacob, is that his name? The main
Yeah.
actor could really, really like just portray how bad we're supposed to be feeling for the creature, like in his eyes and when he's looking at her. And then, oh yeah, I thought that was a really nice touch.
Yeah.
You thought he was too sympathetic. I think that was the point, though. I think
It
he was supposed to be.
it towed a line for me because I think like one of the charms to me of the book is that both Victor and the creature are kind of morally gray because like you have this like hulked out strong man essentially with like cognitively a toddler's brain. So there's tantrums, there's like crash outs, there's things that happen where like he can't control his emotions. But I feel like with this creature, he was very kind of emotionally mature most of it very quickly.
Oh
And
yeah.
while I liked it a lot, I feel like this story really focused on making Victor the villain and the creature the hero in a way that was fine for this story, but I do kind of miss like creature being fallible. Like he does kill people, right? But it's not the same. Like he doesn't accidentally kill Elizabeth. He doesn't
No.
you know, randomly kill like a villager. Like we're
Oh man, it's
losing
one of
a
those
lot of his
stuff.
missteps. They gave him a lot of sympathy and I loved it. And I loved like Jacob Elordi can act with his eyes like crazy. I liked it. But it was a much more like cut and dry, the creature is the human and Victor is the monster story than I think a lot of other adaptations are.
Sometimes, I mean, those adaptations are a little too in your face, and I do like more the comedic route that they go with Frankenstein. And to me, the scene where he goes and meets the old man and he learns a little bit about himself and who he is, you know, like finding yourself. And then he goes back to the cabin and the wolves are eating on uh, the old guy. That was rough. And at first, it's like the CG was like, I don't know how I feel about this. But the sound effects, whenever he was ripping ripping their skin off and cracking their backs and just like breaking them, that made it a little bit more believable. That guy.
I really enjoyed that scene because it's such a good mirror foil to like Victor's brother's death too, because you have this moment right where like this old man is like telling him that like no, like you're my friend, and then like 20 minutes later we get Victor's brother going, you're a monster and I hate you. Like, and it
Finally.
was so well done to like literally hold our hand and show us these two scenes like isolated and like mirrored, and I liked it. I'm kind of sad that they didn't end up naming him Adam because I feel like that's like a sometimes thing that is sometimes
Oh
canon
yeah.
and sometimes not. And I really thought with him like reading the Bible and like all this like symbolry that we were actually going to be like, oh my god, give him a name, let him be like a little more human, but we didn't.
Thank you, Dr. Zero. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, $112 million worldwide on a budget of $45 million. How in the world did he make this with $45 million? Which I know is ridiculous, by the way, to say.
Which is also, it's also impressive because they changed out the actor for Creature super last minute. Like
Oh,
in interviews, yeah, in interviews they're talking about like, oh, it was a relief when like Jacob came onto the project because it was originally Andrew Garfield for a long time apparently. So I'm like curious if they'll
wow.
ever release like any pictures or stuff from the set when he was the Creature. I don't know why he left, but apparently that was kind of like a last minute thing too. So for that budget to be that low and still that concise, like,
Huh. I had no idea that they did that.
mm-hmm.
So happy Reelz Talk. Well, happy to have you here, Lenny. Was it me or did they give a nod to the creature being called Frankenstein? I don't know if I caught that. Did you, Godfell?
I I didn't catch it. They did do a lot of, I mean, they did a lot of film callbacks, right? Like we get the wooden, we get the little wooden windmills from the movies. We get the Bride of Frankenstein dress. We got Igor. I don't, I didn't catch them ever calling Creature Frankenstein.
Mm-hmm. I didn't either. But you're right. I was waiting for the Igor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the acting to me was on point. I didn't have a problem with anybody. I thought it was great. Even like the people that didn't have big roles, like, you know, like I mentioned, you have actors like Charles Dance.
Yeah.
He's going to steal the scene. The guy's amazing. But characters like that has small roles like Bern Gorman, who has been around forever. Well, what did he do? He did that spinoff of Doctor Who, Torchwood. It's great.
Torchwood.
Yeah,
He's
he
in
played
Pacific
that.
Rim.
Yeah, he was in Pacific Rim. He's got like that executioner. Like he looks a lot older.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It seems like everybody really brought it. I
Yeah.
was Ralph Ineson was in this, who we'll talk about here in a little bit when talking about the Fantastic Four. And you can always tell it's Ralph with that big deep voice. Oh, it's great. What did you think of the sets? Let's talk about that.
I genuinely, the sets and the visuals were incredible. Um, I don't know how much was on location and how much was set. I know like some of the manor scenes are the same manner they use for Pride and Prejudice, and once a friend pointed that out to me, my second rewatch I like couldn't unsee it.
Pride
Um,
and Prejudice, but darkened with a different color tone.
yeah, like it's the same, like a couple of the same rooms because I think it's a real manor in England. But I mean, generally, like the sets, like the overtaken moss, like laboratory, the rosette windows. I loved all the like contraptions and stuff. Like I really liked the sets they built for this. I don't know about you, but like I found it visually stunning.
Oh, absolutely. The laboratory. Oh my gosh, that looks so janky and great, like perfect, the way that I would envision it to be. Kind of honestly, almost in a way, a throwback to the classic Frankenstein's
Yeah.
movies that we had. And I'm not sure who the set designer was, but it's got to be up for something like like that or cinematography. Cinematography in this was amazing. I
Oh
loved
my
it.
God. It was so well done. Like there's so many times they just frame things. Like the very first time that he says he created the creature, he has like the rosette window like perfectly behind his little head, like a little halo. And I'm like, whoever shot this, I'm like, this has to win an award. Like the shots are so intentional.
Now the only thing that I caught, and this is so geeky, was when he was he was with the blind man,
Mm.
and he says Ozymandias, which is of course the book by Percy Shelley. And the reason I knew that was because of Watchmen. Back in the day when I'm like, where's this character from originally? But anyway, that's what the book title was called. He was the husband of Mary Shelley, who of course wrote Frankenstein. That was the only Easter egg. I'm so used to looking for Easter eggs in movies for MCU, and I'm like, an Easter egg.
There's one.
That's the only one I caught. I don't know if I'm sure there's a bunch of Easter eggs in here.
There's a handful. Like the character we were just talking about that was in Pacific Rim, he was Igor.
Mm-hmm.
The World War One scene, there's a couple Easter eggs in, or like the battlefield scene, there's a couple in that. Like they have like most of them are very under the radar. I feel like I don't know if there's any we haven't brought up yet that I caught. A lot of them were very.
Seriously, that's like the only one that I remember going, aha, I got that one. I wanted to go back to, who was it? Was it Griffin? I think it was. Oh, when he says Victor and he says it's your name too, a callback to Victor having his dad's name. When talking about the Frankenstein. I totally missed that. It would be up for a handful of Oscars. I mean, we do live in times where, oh my gosh, the Shape of Water won an Oscar, so anything is possible.
I'm hoping it counts because I know like initially it wasn't supposed to have a theater release at all, so I don't know how that works with like Netflix originals, but I hope it is like eligible. Since it did end up having like a short theater stint for award.
That's why they do it. They do it.
Yeah.
They did the same thing with oh my goodness, what was the movie? Is Brent still here? He would know this immediately. It was up for an Oscar. It was a Spanish movie about a family. It's the maid that takes care of this family in Argentina. What the hell is that movie called? Anyway, it's the same thing. Netflix released a small limited time window, and it was up for an Oscar. I think it actually, Roma. Thank you. Oh, damn, Project Viking on top of it. Okay, look, I knew somebody would know. Thank you all. I actually like that movie a lot too. Okay, the score. What did you think of the music?
I really liked it. It had this kind of whimsicalness to it that I found unexpected but fun. Like the music while Victor is like in a state of discovery or like when he's like building the creature just feels so like this should be a montage of like a painter or like someone frolicking, and the fact it's like him flesh crafting was wild, and I found it very interesting and very unexpected. And then just the general like cinematic aspects of the score were good, but like Victor's suites specifically stood out to me because it just felt very like opposite of the visuals in a way that was very fun and creative and like made you feel like, yeah, this is kind of his art form.
What is that called? I talk about this often when doing a review of books, where the song, it's something that you use in movies. Brett, you're here now. Where the song does not match the scene, the music, the score doesn't match the scene, and they do it on purpose. And there's an actual term, and they do it when I talk about collected editions or graphic novels. I talk about how sometimes the narration doesn't fit the scene, and it's done on purpose. And I cannot juxtaposition. It might be that. I mean, that's what I called it too. But I think there's an actual term in film that they use for this. I guess it is a very common trope too. But yeah, I caught that with Victor's theme. And honestly, even the way he looked, kind of looked like a rock star instead of like a nerdy professor or a dirty dude that's messing around with dead bodies, you know?
Having him in almost 70s clothes in a Victorian era film was a very interesting choice and one that I don't know if I like yet.
Dissonance. I'm so sorry. Dissonance.
That was good at dissonance.
Thank you. That's it.
It's one of those things where I'm like, at least stylistically for me, I don't know if I loved that. I know they were trying to have him be like rebellious and against the grain, but like him being in like a pinstripe suit and fedora took me out a little bit. But the other wardrobing was great. Like Mia Goth.
Mia Goth's
every outfit.
Yes.
Dude, her little like hats.
That young lady is so talented. And I said young lady because she was born in 1993. And I didn't realize she was that young. She is so good. Mm-hmm. I'm not the biggest fan, and everybody else is, of X and Pearl and Maxine. I know people love them. I think they're okay. I think she's what steals the show, though, in every single one of those movies.
She brought so much life to it. And even watching it twice, it's really hard to tell that she's Victor's mom. Like, between makeup and
really two roles.
Yeah, between makeup and her performance, she did such a good job feeling like two totally different women. Like, I was like watching it the second time because I knew going in the first time and like could barely recognize her. And then the second time, I'm like, I don't know if it's just they added dark eyebrows or what, but like she looks totally different. I was like blown away by that. Incredible job.
Yeah, the score I was okay with. I thought the score was okay. I don't know if it was memorable, but I do like what they did with a lot of their themes, like
the
creature's theme and his theme.
Victor's I would like rip and put on a playlist. The other ones, I don't know if any of them really stuck out to me enough that I'd be like, that song specifically I want to hear again besides Victor's. But like I don't have any bad notes about it. I just don't think any of the songs really stuck out besides his.
Okay, so overall, what did you think? Do you think it's so we're gonna, by the way, we're gonna rate this out of 10, just so you know as a heads up, but I'm curious what you think of the overall movie, everything together.
I liked it. I think this is one of the most visually compelling and well done Frankenstein adaptations. It's still not Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, but I'll take it, and it's very good. And I like it a lot because like every Frankenstein movie is vastly different from the previous ones, and this one I think I probably like the best of them. So
you're right, it's not Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, and that's okay.
Yeah, it's a good adaptation.
It's also doesn't really feel like Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. It seems like whenever we have him dealing, and this is a very Guillermo del Toro thing, whenever we have him dealing with monsters and creatures, there's
that's a romance element.
There is, and you want to like the character, you want to like the creature, which is the point, right? Yeah. But also the creature doesn't get tortured enough, doesn't suffer enough, doesn't descend into the madness that it could. There was a part where he's beating him, and I'm like, it's weird, but I was like, I kind of want to see more of that. like to see the torture, because he does become like, you don't know the point. If you had never read the book, you don't know what he's going to do when he finds Victor. You
Yeah.
don't know, because there comes a point where he is getting beaten. Yeah, I mean, honestly, just a few issues that I had. I think it's a beautiful movie. It's a wonderful adaptation. It's gorgeous, like visually. Oh my gosh, and the acting was on point. Script was, yeah, it was okay. Yeah, the script was okay. Okay, you and anybody else that has watched it, what would you give this out of 10? Odfel, ladies first.
I'm gonna say, can I do half points?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do an 8.5.
8.5. All right. I'm gonna do 7.5. I thought it was a good movie. I'll watch it again. I'll watch it with my wife. My kiddo in the 8th grade is actually watching it in class because they're reading the book. So
nice.
Yeah.
Probably not starring the De Niro one. Honestly, that one was really violent to have to watch in school.
When I was in school, we had to watch the Romeo and Juliet movie when I was a freshman. My wife and I were talking about this because she's a film studies teacher, and oh my gosh, it's awful. It's like each movie she shows that's rated R, she has to get a parent permission. I was like, man, back in my day, they didn't even ask our parents. But I remember the oh my gosh, Romeo and Juliet, the classic 70s movie, because Juliet, who we didn't know at the time was underage, I think she was legit 15, like has her boobs just coming out completely.
I saw that one in school too.
So, as boys, we were like, yeah. Now it feels so weird to like, well, I mean, she was 15.
I mean, that Frankenstein, the one we watched in school, was rated R, and
it was, yeah.
You see,
yeah,
all the creature, and I remember being like, "Oh my god, I didn't need all that."
I'm into this monster love thing.
Right.
Let's see.
He then like goes on a murder spree, and you're just like, "What's happening?"
I really thought we were gonna get some monster love out of this one. 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10, 7.5 nut bolts out of 10. And Project Viking, you need to translate that nonsense. I don't know what the hell that means. 6 out of 10, 9.5. Dang, Brent, who teaches film studies as well, really liked it. It was freaking excellent. 9.5 out of 10. 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10. Boobs are art. Thank you for that, Kingsport Cal. They really
You're
are.
not wrong.
Yeah, he's got a point. I mean, most beautiful art pieces have boobies. I wish we could get a Bernie Wrightson creature design. That's what I'm thinking. 9 out of 10. I didn't see yours, Josh. Oh, you wrote it here. Glad I got back on Netflix out of 10, aka it's okay. That's why I missed it. And if you're watching this later, please leave your comments down below. Science plus lightning monster. Okay, what number is that? Josh, translate that. Hey, yo, Albert, what's up? Okay,
I think it would honestly, for me, if we got like an additional 20-30 minutes at the end, it would have been like a 9.5 out of 10 for me. Because the end to me just felt so rushed that I'm like, oh.
You wanted to see the captain's chapter.
I just like, honestly, like the captain's chapter, if they would have framed it like we see their conversation and then it pauses and it's like his chapter of like going home and telling the story of what happened to Victor and the creature, and it was a little bit longer, I think that would have been neat.
Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody. Now, we're going to talk about Fantastic Four while removing that. So, Fantastic Four, First Steps with spoilers. This movie came out months ago, so everybody should be ready to talk about it. It's on Disney Plus already. It's on video on demand, if that's still a thing, and it's on physical media. So, okay. Yeah, I just rewatched this yesterday, or last week with my kids and my wife. I went to the theater to watch it opening night. How many times have you seen it, Odfel?
I hate to admit, I've only seen it once in theaters. I haven't had a chance to rewatch it yet, but I did like it in theaters when I saw it.
Okay. So let's talk about the cast of the Fantastic Four, because that seems to... I remember when the cast was announced, that seemed to have been a lot of people's like problems with it. Like, oh my gosh, they cast the wrong person. Why would they do this? But what did you think of Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Joseph Quinn, and Ebon Moss oh my gosh, I cannot remember his last name. But he's the guy from what's it called? The Bear.
Oh,
He plays the Thing.
yeah.
And of
I
course,
can't think of
Ralph.
his name.
He's great. Julia Gardner as Shala Ball. Yeah, what did you think of the cast?
I liked it more than I thought I would. I was really hesitant going in because I feel like Pedro Pascal has a very like soft charisma where he's so likable. It's really hard for me to believe he'd be Reed Richards, because to me Reed Richards is a very unlikable character. Like, he's awkward, but he's arrogant and he kind of like pushes people away from him. And I ended up really liking him as Reed Richards, but it also lacked that quality of Reed Richards. But I felt like what we gained was like a very good dad Reed Richards, which is rare. And I really liked the kind of like neurotic at times, like very focused, very like intelligent, but not understanding the social cues aspects that he brought to the table. Because I feel like that's a side we haven't seen before. Because in the previous movies, he was just arrogant jerk. So I'm like, I'll take it. It was actually a lot better than I expected, and I liked him a lot more. And then the rest of the cast was great. Like, every single time that, at least to me, Ben and Johnny interacted, it felt natural, and I kept forgetting, like, these aren't real conversations. These are scripted, but they felt so natural and so exactly what I'd want out of their dynamic. And then Vanessa Kirby was perfect, in my opinion. I thought it was a really good Sue movie. What did you think?
Yeah. So Pedro Pascal is a guy that has been in everything, which I think a lot of people were like rolling their eyes at. Why not cast someone else? Why not cast Jim from The Office? Why not cast, a no name? I really liked how every character in this movie felt different than not just themselves, not only themselves, but literally every other character in the MCU. Like, Reed Richards could have been a Doctor Strange type of character with his quippiness and being a brain, but I like the fact that they made him a different character. That was good, which is something that I've been wanting that the MCU do, because not everybody has to be quippy, not everybody has to be funny, and I think they nailed it with that character. So I appreciated that. I love the chemistry between Ben and Johnny. I thought they were great, and this really, I think you nailed it. I think this really felt like a Vanessa Kirby, Sue Richards movie. She was great.
She was the powerhouse.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because that's the thing is, like, if I was a really big Fantastic Four fan, I could see how people are mad about how Reed Richards was, because he is very different than his comic self.
He is.
But I found myself actually liking this Reed Richards and really enjoying what they did with his character. So I kind of like that like you were saying, like, we have so many smart, arrogant, jerk guys in the Marvel Universe. Like, it was nice to see them be like, no, we're going to make this one kind of nice, though.
Yeah, he was he was a likable, approachable, and that's what I liked about him. And everybody felt different. Everybody really felt like my problem with the previous Fantastic Four movies, and I promise I'm not going to do this the entire review comparing it to the original ones, was that everybody felt like, I don't know, cookie cutter versions of other characters that have already been around. Although I really like the guy that played Ben Grimm in that movie.
Yeah.
In those movies, the guy from The Shield. But yeah, I didn't know at first. Within the first 15 minutes, I'm like, I don't know about this. The guy that played Johnny, I'm like, I don't know. But no, he was charming. He was good. It was great. Shala Ball, oh man, she was awesome. Visually great too. Like the way that she looked and moved. Because it's hard to do a character like that is made of pure metal. So everything is reflected. So you have to, like, everything has to be great, right? The lighting and everything, like the angles. But man, when she is surfing through the that wormhole they created, that was flipping awesome. Not every CG part was good though. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just happy to see them make Sue powerful and scary. Because, like, whenever the Fantastic Four show up and stuff, she is the powerhouse of that team. She has the most ridiculous power set of the four of them. So it was really nice, like, them leaning into it and being like, she's very capable, she is pregnant right now, so we are gonna like Achilles heel her a little bit so she doesn't like MacGuffin us out of here. But they didn't shy away from her still being like, oh no, I'm gonna do this thing right now, like several times. And it was very fun to watch, because I feel like with like motherly characters, it's very easy for them to just backseat Sue and be like, well, she's pregnant for half the movie. But they didn't. They let her still be like awesome through most of it. And it was really refreshing and cool to see.
Yeah, that was a very interesting thing to do was, hey, let's have a baby in space.
Yeah.
I think my favorite thing they did in this movie was actually do away with the whole origins, right? Within the first few minutes, you're like, hey, these are the Fantastic Four. These are their adventures when they fought the Red Ghost or Mole Man. Like, you didn't need 30 minutes of origin stories.
Yeah.
That was a really good way of doing it, and I hope that other superhero movies learn from that. I'm not sure if this movie made enough money. I hope it did, but I guess we'll see. Hopefully, we will get we'll get some more. The plot needed to have the female character Barbie strong because it is her life and child that is in peril. If it were focused on Reed, it wouldn't be emotionally honest. No, you're right. Absolutely. Needed that strong character to go after. I mean, because he was willing. Well, we thought for a minute he was willing to sacrifice the child. So yes, this is a quick synopsis of the story. It's the Fantastic Four that have already been established in this universe, and this universe is a different universe than the 616 universe. And they get a distress call, and it is the Herald of Galactus, Shala Bal, this universe's Silver Surfer. And yeah, Galactus is hungry. He's coming to Earth. There's nothing you can do. So they take the fight to him. Stu delivers a baby, and then they come back to Earth and going, okay, this is how we're going to fix things. We're going to teleport Earth and move it out of the way, and everything's going to be fine. And that plan does not work at all. And I thought, okay, what are they going to do now? And Reed, of course, trying to figure things out. It's like, we're going to give our baby up. And instead, they're like, okay, let's get rid of Galactus with the same teleportation device. That was awesome. And yeah, I mean, instead, it's Sue that ends up saving the day by just pushing out Galactus into this wormhole. And then at the very last second, you think that Johnny's going to flame on and push him and sacrifice his life. And you're like, oh man, he's not going to be back in Avengers Endgame or Doomsday. Sorry. But no, it's Shala Bal because she learned her lesson. That she's going to push him. So yeah, I thought it was, it was, the plot was okay. It was fine for what it is, but if it's a Fantastic Four movie, it has to be science and cosmic. So I was okay with Galactus.
It wasn't Marvel's best storytelling, but it felt like Phase 1 Marvel, which is exactly what it should have felt like, in my opinion.
Yeah,
like it didn't need to be a deep story. Like, we were trying to be endeared to this new team, this new world, because this isn't the same universe as what we've been seeing, obviously, with all the retro futurism. So like, as much as people were like expecting something phenomenal and mind-blowing out of it, I'm like, no, I wanted it to feel Phase 1, and it felt Phase 1. It felt very like, let's meet the Avengers, and I liked it.
I love the fact that this was, a take on like John Burns type of Sue Storm, Sue Richards. I thought that was great. And I think the part that really hit it for me was towards the very, very end. So the whole time, that this universe is Earth 828, right? Then at the very last thing that they show you in the credits, it's not an after credit, it's just as the credits are rolling by, the last thing you see is a quote from Jack Kirby, talking about how if you like any of his characters, he put a little bit of himself in there. And then it is revealed that Jack the King Kirby's birthday was August 28th. And that's where they got Earth 828. And that made me tear up in the movie theater. That was so pretty. And yeah, I thought that was nice. What did you think of Galactus? Big guy, big suit. Did he same actor that we just talked about in Frankenstein played a small role?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't wowed by Galactus. I felt like he was the threat level he should have been, but going into a movie like that, I feel like it was obvious to me, at least, like, you're not going to kill Galactus the first time he appears. He's going to be a MacGuffin that comes back later. So I wasn't really like super attached to like Galactus or his story arc because I was kind of like, yeah, okay, like Galactus. But I thought they did a good job of like the sense of scale and like the threat level to that world. Because if I'm being honest, I fully expected him to successfully destroy that world. I was like, oh, like we see them coming to Doomsday because he succeeded. So I was surprised by that outcome, and I thought he was cool. I just wasn't like, oh my god, Galactus. But I'm also not like a huge. I don't read much with Galactus in the comics either.
It was better than a Dust a Cloud. You said it, man. You said it. Those movies. Woo! Yeah, I thought he did a good job. He was menacing. He was big. He got the job done. For a first movie, I was thinking, they're not gonna give us everything, but I'm glad they went with Galactus, and he did seem like a big threat. I love the portrayal of Shala Ball just coming down here as his herald, and then what she had given up and sacrificed, and Mole Man even helping out. That was
Yeah.
a nice touch. And I love that actor. He's been, oh my gosh, he's been in movies forever. But this version of Mole Man, yeah, was a lot different. Now the question is, of course, since we have Shala Ball and Galactus, is that going to be every universe's Galactus and Silver Surfer, or is Norrin Rod still on the table?
I
That's
mean,
the big question.
here's the thing, right? They didn't make Scarlet Witch the Nexus being, so it's a complete possibility that Galactus could be the Nexus being. For the sake of however they want to tell the story. Because I think for a minute there, Kang was going to be a Nexus being, but then they were like, no, there's 30 of Kang. So I'm like, okay. So there is a likelihood it could be him and he's the same in every universe. But there's been multiple surfers at once, right? Because isn't there also like Nova?
Well, there's been different heralds. I was thinking more of like the universe, I think the MCU is now officially the 616 universe.
I think.
Yeah.
But I feel like we'll get different surfers each time, maybe. But the same Galactus, maybe? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do with it. I hope we get to see more of that planet though, because the designs for everything and how they like did tech was cool. Uh, but I'm
Yeah.
not sure what they'll do when they bring it to Doomsday.
We could talk about that too. That was really cool how the I think my favorite thing was the technology that was kind of like the House of Tomorrow, like what they thought in the 1950s the future was going to look like the 80s and
Yeah.
90s were going to look like. I thought that was awesome, and everything was. I mean, they really put a lot of thought into everything, including like I love the cassettes, like the tape cassettes that go into Herbie the robot. That was awesome,
Mm-hmm.
and the record players. Everything is like updated, but not really stuck in that 50s retro look. Thought it was great aesthetically. It was awesome.
It was so cool. Like seeing like how they did like electronic billboards and like all that stuff was just they did such a cohesively good job. Like I kind of want to see the art book for that when it comes out. I think it is out by now probably cuz god, it was so cool to see and I hope we get at least like a nugget of it in Doomsday, but I don't know if we will.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's all connected, right? So we know the F4 ship is coming at the end of Thunderbolts, but it would be really cool if it's not the Fantastic Four, it's Doctor Doom that comes out of that.
Yeah. Also like god, I don't want it to be RTJ.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, they have an opportunity to do so many cool things with Doom, and I feel like my immersion's just going to be completely shot the second he starts speaking. Because I got so excited to see Doom, and then I remembered, and I went, ah, no.
Well, it's such a weird character for Robert Downey Jr. to play anyway. The guy's in a mask. That's his character, right? He's scarred, and whatever version they go with, like he is physically scarred, whether he has a tiny scar and he's just perfect and everything has to be perfect, he still wears a mask. So I don't understand why get someone like Robert Downey Jr. to play the character of Doctor Doom. But I guess
Yeah.
we will see.
It's like his voice is so distinct, and the character's another rich, arrogant guy, and it's just gonna be Iron Man.
Well, that's what a lot of people have like issues with. Although Robert Downey Jr. can totally do accents, can he do a Latvian accent? What does that even sound like? Yes, I heard about this. That Doomsday trailer has been confirmed to play before Avatar 3. We should do a trailer reaction when that comes out, which is, I think, on the 19th, December 19th, I think is. No, right? When does Avatar 3 come out?
The premiere is early December. I don't know when the actual theatrical release is.
He was almost Doom in the Fox movies. Had to fix that. Whoa! If the guy can play the character Tropic Thunder, he can. Okay, fine.
I don't love double castings in the MCU. Very few characters have gotten
okay with Mia getting double casted as Victor Frankenstein's mom and Elizabeth. That gets a pass. But
that gets a pass because it's intentional in the same film.
But like December 19th. Thank you, James.
I don't know. Like, I know they did it with one of the like Kree soldiers. I think she ended up being another character in something else. But for the most part, like
it was one of the Eternals.
Yeah. But I'm like, if it's like a main Avenger and you're trying to tell me this isn't the main Avenger, unless it's supposed to be like a superior Iron Man that's Doom, I'm just like, I can't.
I thought that it was going to be superior. Like, I thought that was the route they were going to go. But no, it's just Iron Man, I guess. I guess we will find out in the trailer, dude.
We will find out in the trailer. We can absolutely do a react if you want.
Absolutely.
Would love that.
Getting that he is just going to do a generic Eastern European accent. I love the scene where Reed was talking to Franklin and says that he hopes he isn't like him. That got me too. That was
good.
That was absolutely right out of Mark Waid's writing. Yeah. Feel like they wouldn't cast RDJ if they didn't want to lean into the evil Iron Man similarity. I'm old enough to remember when there was a backlash when Robert Downey Jr. was cast as Iron Man. I remember when they were doing that, we thought we were going to get like Tom Cruise as Iron Man. My hope is Doom is a superior Spider-Man or superior Iron Man situation. Yeah, that's what
I'm
thinking too.
Yeah.
Evil Tony Stark, maybe? He already has to go. What would he would have to shave. Clean shaving Tony Stark is evil Tony Stark.
But no, like, God, they did such a good job with like just how Reed interacted with the world. Like, you could tell he loved the people around him so much, but sometimes he just didn't pick up on social cues, and you could just see it in his eyes when he's like, oh no, that's not at all what I meant it to sound like, or like, dude. So like him having that conversation with Franklin was just so like, oh my God. They did a really good job with Reed. I'm mad that I'm a Reed fan now.
No, he's great. You should read the Mark Waid run. Yes, the infamous Iron Man run when he was Dr. Doom was Iron Man in Brian Michael Bendis' era. I remember not wanting to watch Iron Man with how he was in comics post Civil War. Well, I thought RDJ was gonna go on a bender, and they cast him for Demon in a Bottle. Oh, that would be interesting to have him come back. They've set up something being off with Tony being a Stark in Endgame. The pregnancy term Howard Stark remarks in the elevator doesn't line up with Tony's birthday. Interesting. Yeah, he should have not spoken at the press conference. Okay, so back to the Fantastic Four. Visually, I thought it was great. Now, the CG. I had issues with mainly the baby CG. Anytime somebody was interacting with CG baby or the birth scene makes sense, right? You're not going to put a real baby in peril and that. But anytime that Ben was holding the baby, Johnny was holding the baby, even times when like the baby was in the crib, it just looks so weird and jarring, like really, really fake.
I feel like my bar for MCU CG is just very low after Quantumania. That I was like, this is okay. This is, like I was so like they did so good on the practical effects. I can look away from Scary Baby.
They did so good in the practical effects. They did, but also like we can do a little bit better. I mean, I'm sure they have lots of babies that would love to be in a movie right now.
I feel like sometimes Reed looked weird too when he stretched, but I really also don't know how you can really do Mr. Fantastic without like some off-putting body horror. So like I don't know how much is CG and how much is just seeing a hyper realistic man stretch like that. Um but yeah, like I felt like they nailed it with Shala Ball. Galactus was okay. It was mostly baby.
Yeah, the baby was it. Shalabal looked awesome. I think that's where they
Yeah.
spent all their money.
I would believe it because she looked like seamless. Like I know some of it had to be like, oh well, like here's like what we added on, and here's like the dot like mocap, but it was seamless.
Yeah, it's great. Let's see here. At least it wasn't a doll like an American Sniper. Poor VFX artist. Yeah, baby CGI has got an uncanny valley. Just get a real baby. CGI baby or fake baby from American Sniper, which is worse. What was the Twilight movie had like a practical effect baby that scared the shit out of everybody? I've never seen those movies. I've never heard about it.
It was bad because she was supposed to be like. So the whole thing is she's like the vampire baby ages super fast to like her prime and then is going to stop aging for some MacGuffin, so it's not weird because whatever. So she's supposed to be like a toddler who can like fluently speak, so they made like this scary toddler puppet, and it's like the worst thing I've ever seen with my eyes. So that way it could like have full conversations, and it's just really uncanny valley. It's not good.
Oh, the score in the movie was excellent. I really liked the music in the Fantastic Four. I thought it was great. Everything. Memorable, and I almost bought the vinyl. So the music stayed with me. I thought it was a really good score.
Do we know, is that the same team that did WandaVision? Because it felt very like that same music design.
Oh, I know that Matt, the director, Matt Shackman, is the guy that did WandaVision. I don't know if he's coming back. I don't know if he's coming back for the Vision show or not, but he's the one that did WandaVision. So it would make sense, Actually, it would make sense that they did. Yeah, and probably why it reminded me of WandaVision, why everything retro, futuristic retro looks so good.
Score was great.
Yeah, it stayed with me. So let's see. We talked about the score. We didn't talk about the set. Like the set pieces. I mean, they actually used a lot of set pieces. I thought they were great for fitting the time, and it mixed well with the CG to make a broader look to the city. That was nice. The ship that Galactus was on, like that was really cool.
Yeah.
Visually, I thought like the way it moved, the way it traveled, and all those weird machinery thing. Very Jack Kirby-ish in a way, how he's hooked up to all these machines.
I love how understated and plain the uniforms were, because the MCU, I think, has an issue with like at times over designing their suits with 1,000 seam lines. And I know it was probably mostly because they're in the 60s, like in this universe, but it was really nice just seeing a simple, like streamlined suit with like minimal details.
Oh yeah, I didn't mind the suits they grew on me, and it made sense for the show. Just read Werewolf by Night is getting a sequel. Good, because that freaking one shot was awesome. And yes, Herbie, the sound effects on Herbie. Actually, even when Ben moved, the rocky, bricky, like bricks touching each other, I like that.
Yeah.
People had problems with Ben's voice, but I think it was one of my viewers said that if you read the comics, Ben's word bubbles are identical to everybody else's, so he doesn't sound different. Like how Deadpool has like a different word balloon, characters that even Doctor Doom to an extent has different word balloons, but yeah, Ben doesn't. So I guess it kind of makes sense.
I was fine with his voice. Like he's not like a monstrous Hulk where it's like, oh, he's like like no, he's just a dude who's rocks.
A lucky guy.
Yeah, like he's just a guy who's now rocks. Like his voice is okay. I didn't have a problem with it.
Herbie was Matthew Woodthie, the same guy behind General Grievous and the Battle Droids. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that makes sense, actually. The hell does he make his voice like that? Fantastic Four was a slam dunk. I warmed up to it after a while. Reminded me of Smart Professor Hulk. Oh, the way that he talked. Yeah, I dug it. His love interest, Natasha Lyonne, surprisingly not Alicia Masters. I think a lot
I
of
was
people
surprised.
wanted to see a blind lady. Oh, thank you. Logan is saying Alicia fell in love with Ben because he sounded like a normal dude. Roger, Roger. Oh, Herbie didn't say that though. Yeah, she played a new character in the movie named Rachel. There were a couple of new characters too, and like some Easter egg characters, and this one had a lot of Easter eggs. Let me see if there's anything else to talk about. We talked about sets, the special effects, CGI, actors. What would you give this out of 10?
So I'm trying to think.
Yeah, what would you give this out of 10? And what did anyone else that you all are watching now, what would you give the Fantastic Four First Steps out of 10? The lighting! I mentioned the lighting when it came to Shalabal.
I'm trying to think because it's so tricky. Because like I said, it's a good setup, but it is a setup piece.
It could be, yeah.
I'll do a 7.5. 7 feels too harsh. 8 feels too nice. I feel like it was a 7.5. It was a solid, good entry point. It was visually pretty, but it wasn't like a to write home about Marvel film.
Okay. I liked it a lot. I thought it was, I think for me, like 8.5, maybe 8.5. Yeah, 8.5. I liked it more than Superman. And I really liked Superman. I thought Superman
I
was
still haven't seen Superman.
You haven't seen Superman?
It came out during my busy season, so I haven't seen it.
You're always traveling. We need to fix that. Let's see what the rest of the chat thinks. Yeah, same as my Frankenstein review. 7.5. 7.5. 7. 8.5. I really like that. Same, Lionheart. I really did. I thought I'd give it a 7. I did enjoy it. Yeah, I'd give it an 8.5, Omar. Cool. Let's see. I'm not the only one. I've really enjoyed Fantastic Four. I thought it was better than what I was expecting, which is nice, especially these days. But you know what? So was Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts was a great movie that I didn't expect it to be that good.
Thunderbolts might honestly be in like my top 3 for Marvel films now. I was gonna skip it because after watching the new Captain America, I was like really burnt out on Marvel, and it like revitalized my interest in the MCU.
Oh, see, that's what I want to hear. James, because I rewatched it, and on second watch, I thought there were a couple of things that I didn't like about it. So that's why I changed it to an 8.5 instead of a 9 when you all asked me before. Thank you for bringing that up, though. I'm so glad I'm not married to that guy. 6 out of 10. Superman's my favorite movie ever. 10 out of 10. FF takes a 4. He gets a 8.5. Thank you for that math. Superman was great, a little flawed, but the tone. Yeah, we need to. We'll go back and review Superman too. Yeah. I loved it. I would score the crap out of my youngest. Oh, scare the crap out of my youngest because he hates babies in peril. Superman freaked him out. 8.5 out of 10. I'd say 7. Oddfell, you need to watch Superman. I watched it about 4 times. It's so good. I'm curious what you would think about Superman. 8.5 for me. Thunderbolts was 9. Superman 10. That's a perfect. Wow. New V for Vendetta movie series in the works. Better come out in November. Omar, you see the more 2 trailer. Captain Marvel is Rosalina. Oh, yeah. The Mario 2
it's
trailer.
So cute.
Yeah. I'm in, dude. I love Mario 1. I thought it was a good movie. It was fun. My kids laughed, and it's a good family movie. This one kind of surprised me, though, because, like, Bowser's like, I'm going to burn your skin. Like, what did he say? Burn your skin off. I was like, that's awesome.
My God.
You're in 8 watches of Superman. You guys really like Superman. Yeah, Brie Larson's going to be Rosalina. I saw that. Fantastic Four was better than Superman, in my opinion. Same. Thunderbolts giving Sentry his due. More Florence as Yelena. Excellent. Boy Failure. Bucky Barnes. All
we love Boy Failure. Bucky Barnes. You get it.
I didn't even know that was a thing. Yoshi confirmed. Also, it's Mario Galaxy, man. You gotta have Yoshi. Chuck E. Cheese getting a Christmas movie called A Chuck E. Cheese Christmas Coming. What? That are you?
So if that's real, we're watching it, right?
I was gonna ask, how do you feel about Christmas season movies? Like, I'm a big fan of Christmas movies. But my Christmas movies are also like Gremlins and Die Hard and Love Actually and Christmas Vacation. And yeah, we ranked our Christmas movies last year. But what about you? How do you feel about Christmas movies? It's right around the corner. We can plan it another day, but I was just curious more
I
so.
don't I don't like go out of my way to watch a whole bunch. I feel like I always at Thanksgiving hit my food coma and end up watching at least 2 Hallmark ones that I'm always baffled about because I'm just
What?
like, what? Because
What?
they're always just on the TV after Thanksgiving. But like ones I go out of my way for, I do really like White Christmas. And I do really enjoy the first Santa Claus movie.
Wait, Christmas?
Yeah, I watch it with my mom every year.
For real? Like the classic
Yeah.
Christmas with Bing
Yeah.
Crosby.
That's my favorite Christmas movie.
For real?
Yeah.
Damn, that's old school. I thought I was old school. Okay. That's what's up. I like
Yeah,
that.
I love that one. I grew up with the Santa Claus movies, so I really like the first one because it's very like nostalgic and fun. With
Okay.
adult eyes, it's really messed up because he definitely kills Santa, but it's
What? Rudolph and Frosty's 4th of July with a Christmas of Avengers Endgame. That's awesome. Scrooge, yeah, man. Christmas Story, Die Hard are my favorites. It's hard. Like, yeah, I mean, we could totally review some Christmas movies around Christmas time. And plan some things ahead of time.
I feel like there's a lot I haven't seen because like when I was growing up, it was a lot of the cartoon ones. So a lot of the like live action Christmas movies, I feel like I haven't seen. So I'd be down.
You've seen Love Actually, right?
Once a while ago, but I have seen Love Actually.
Okay. What about Scrooge or National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation?
I've seen National Lampoons. I'm trying to remember if I've seen Scrooge. I don't think I have.
Scrooge is Richard Donner, and it's got Bill Murray on it. He plays
I love Bill Murray.
Oh, really? Okay. Fuck yeah, that's what's up, dude. It's a great movie. I love that movie. It's one of my favorites.
I unapologetically adore Bill Murray in like every movie he's in. He's a delight, so I'm down.
Not even Bill Murray could save Ant-Man. Was he in Ant-Man Quantumania, or was he in Ant-Man?
I think it was Quantumania. I think he was like the sassy Star Wars Cantina guy that totally wasn't a Star Wars Cantina guy.
I feel like he just played Bill Murray in that movie. Bad Santa was a first date flick. I love Bad Santa. You know, I've never seen Bad Santa 2. Mortal Kombat Legends Johnny Cage by the phenomenal Jeremy Adams is my top Christmas movie now. What? That doesn't sound like a Christmas movie. My wife subscribes to the Hallmark to watch Christmas movies. Thank God I love her because those are the worse than CIA torture.
No, literally, I'm always like half food coma out at Thanksgiving just trying to make the plot make sense like this. Like last year I watched an entire one that was about like an alpaca farmer or something, and like she like the plot made no sense at any given point, and I was just like sitting there trying not to sleep but also trying to decipher like what I was watching, and it doesn't make any sense.
So my my friend, so he works in worked in Hollywood. Now he's a professor, and his last thing he did was actually write. I don't know how he got shoehorned into this category, but it was Amish Christmas movies is what he was doing. He was writing those movies, and he did like, I don't know, he made a shit ton of money writing like 10 of them. And he was like, yeah, man, they're practically the same thing. Just, you changed the main characters a little bit. I'm like, damn, I'm in the wrong profession.
Dude, every single Hallmark movie is like, she's a suave, savvy businesswoman, and her old flame from high school owns a Christmas tree farm, but she's secretly the daughter of Santa. And I'm like, what's happening?
I haven't seen Mixed Nuts. The Hallmark Cinematic Universe. Have they had their Avengers Endgame? But those Netflix Christmas movies, apparently they all take place in the same universe. No.
Okay, what if we had a cork board and we start connecting? For all the Hallmark
I'm pretty sure there are YouTube channels that specifically do that every freaking Christmas, especially when they add new ones. For Christmases with Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon, hilarious and tugs at the heart. I remember that movie. I've only seen that one time. G.I. Joe, the Real Ghostbusters had Christmas specials. Yes, there were a lot of cartoons that had Christmas specials in the 80s, and I'm sure still do to this day. He-Man in the Masters of the Universe is a big one because I think they made a movie. Keeps the out-of-work TV actors employed. There are a lot of Hallmark movies with what is her name? The young lady who did a lot of voice acting. She was in Party of Five. Oh my gosh, what is her name? She was in Mean Girls. Oh, geez, I cannot remember her name. Really, really pretty, really pretty girl. But she's in a lot of Hallmark movies now. So good for her. Her career is still going. But for whom Amish movies? Wow, you knew who I was talking about. Yes, Lacey Chabert. That's her. Yes. Wow, so did Logan Wayne. Thank you all. I'm so glad you're here. No, not Jennifer Love Hewitt. Lacey Chabert. Yeah. She does a lot of Hallmark movies. Long Kiss Goodnight with Gina Davis and Sam Jackson is a classic. I agree. Rudolph and Frosty Christmas in July, by the way, was a big screen movie and crossed over with multiple specials. All right. So next week, what do you want to talk about? What's scheduled to see what is coming out? We can see what new movies are coming out. I don't know if you have any interest in some of the movies I'm gonna go watch. Maybe not. Like I just watched Good Boy, which was not that good of a movie. It's the dog horror movie.
I'm such a baby about horror movies, I'm gonna be so honest.
What's your favorite horror movie that you've seen though?
Can I say Crimson Peak? Because that's like my baby limit.
That's like a okay. What about what about something
Scream?
Like, okay, you've seen Scream. Scream is very slasher. Still jump scares. What is it about horror movies? Jump scares, like psychological, that you're like,
I don't enjoy being like anxious and scared for 2 hours.
Do you like roller coasters?
No.
I'm starting to see a pattern here, Oddfell. Okay.
I like medium roller coasters. I like medium horror.
So you like the teacups that spin and
well, I'll do like loop-de-loop. I'll do like loop-de-loop roller coasters.
This is good information to know next time I'm at an amusement park with you.
Yeah, I could probably try and tough it out. I just don't tend to prefer horror. I don't know. Like I'm not a haunted house girly either.
Have you seen
Sinners?
Okay,
Sinners is great.
Sinners is in the category of horror, and there are movies like Sinners that we can find to watch, but it's not Halloween. Woo, you lucked out, girl, because you just missed all the Halloween movies we could have watched in October. Now
I like horror as a motif, but not when it's like you will be terrified the whole time. Like I don't think I could get through like The Nun. But I like when horror is like the theme. Like I like Sinners, I like Crimson Peak, I like Frankenstein. I like that kind of horror, like atmospheric horror.
Okay.
I don't know how to describe it. I'm not into like jump scare, active dread.
I was like, what kind of Thanksgiving movies are there? And I was like, oh my God, my friend Maddie knows because she has the T Hanksgiving, like that's the parties that she has. So she just watches Tom Hanks movies. That's all we do.
Isn't there like a weird B movie Thanksgiving slasher film they just put out like a year or two ago?
Thanksgiving?
I think
Thanksgiving. What was it called? I mean the classic Thanksgiving movies are things like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. That's I think a lot of people's favorite. Have you seen that? That's classic.
I haven't seen it since I was a kid. Like I haven't seen it with adult eyes to get the jokes. So
okay, yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
You've Got Mel. You've probably seen that.
Right? I haven't seen that one.
You haven't or have?
Mm-mm.
You've never seen that one. That's a Thanksgiving movie. I'm trying to think of what else had Thanksgiving in there. Not that we have to stick with that topic.
No, but if there's things you want to watch, like let me know. Like I'm done to watch whatever. So
okay, I may make a poll to see what people want to see us watch. Thanksgiving 2023. Eli Roth. My wife does not like me. What happened? The Flintstone special was great until it hit me. How the crumb are they celebrating Christmas? That's some deep thinking there. How were they celebrating Christmas? What was going on? Of the upcoming movies, the one I'm most looking forward to is Wicked for Good. So is my wife, and I have to go there semi-opening night. Who's gonna go see Kill Bill though? All 4 hours in the theater.
Are they re-releasing it?
Yes, but it's the whole bloody affair. So it's never been released in America. Because remember, do you like Tarantino movies?
I've seen a couple. I don't think I've seen Kill Bill, I think, actually, yeah.
Okay. I can't wait for March or Odfel, March Odfel, whatever we're gonna do in March. But yeah, so Kill Bill, when it was released in America, they had to trim down the violence. So what they did was make it black and white. So when I think it's as soon as she rips one of the Crazy 88's eyes out, it goes into black and white. And then they can do all the blood and gore. But when it was released overseas, they kept it in color. And it was to keep it from getting an X-rated. Because Tarantino was told if they had kept all the blood and stuff, it would have to get an X rating, and that would suck. So it comes out 4 hours, baby. I love it.
I feel like even his like non-gory movies are still kind of gory. Like Pulp Fiction has its moments. And it's not even like
yeah, it has its moments.
And I'm like, Jesus.
I love his movies. I love his movies. Was it a fever dream or did I see a volume 3? He said the only volume 3 he would do with Kill Bill is if the young Vivica Fox's daughter wants to get revenge on the bride. That's the only Kill Bill volume 3 he would do, which would make sense. It's a no on Kill Bill. I thought Tarantino resigned, reneged on the dialogue. Wait, what now? Jim Carrey Grinch heading back to the big screen. You know, I never. There's only one Grinch movie for me, and that's the classic cartoon. Yeah. Omar, did you buy that weird unofficial Tarantino graphic novel? Never getting that 15 back. No, I didn't. What happened? Oh man, I shot Marvin the Pig. Yes. Oh, Pulp Fiction is so quotable. Like legit.
Yeah.
One of the most quotable movies. Even people that haven't seen it know like a lot of the lines from there. Let's see. Reined in on the dialogue. That's what you said. Reined in on the dialogue. I don't. What did he do? Did he cut it? But Omar, they did 3 classic Grinch animated specials. No, the first one, the only one. That's it. The Jim Carrey's Grinch, which is Ron Howard, and I love Ron Howard movies. The Grinch is overrated. No, people love it, and that's fine. That's fine. People can like it. I just don't like it. I didn't like the CGI one either. I haven't seen Predator Badlands. I need to go see it. My daughter and I love Predators.
I've heard good things about it so far.
I stay away from like reviews and stuff until I see it. Kill Bill would stop for what felt like an hour of dialogue at times. Oh, that's okay. That's good. I like that. Gremlins for December. Have you seen Gremlins?
I have.
That's a classic.
Yeah.
Reservoir Dogs is my favorite. Oh man, I gotta go with Jackie Brown. I love Jackie Brown. That's my favorite. Love that movie. Classic Chuck Jones Grinch Who Stole Christmas featuring Boris Karloff. Yep, that's the narrator who played Frankenstein's monster. It's all connected. And on that note, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to my wonderful co-host, Odfel. And where can people find you when you're not hanging out with me reviewing movies like the 50 Days of Hallmark Christmas or whatever the hell we're going to do?
Oh, just you wait.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so I'm Odfel on pretty much every social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, all of those. Spelled the same way as it is here, except on Twitter it is a 0 instead of an O. Everywhere else it is a normal O. I primarily do cosplay related content, but on YouTube I do a little bit of everything, so definitely check it out.
And thank you, James, so much for sharing that. The Hallmark Christmas, that would require me to watch that. I haven't seen. I have stayed away from The Proposal. I've stayed away from Hallmark Christmas movies, and what's the other one that people Goofy movie, which I haven't seen, which apparently it's really great.
Really good.
Well, maybe you can pick it for Christmas or whenever you want to on your birthday, and then I'll be forced to watch it, and I can give my ratings. Okay, and that's it, everybody. Thank you for watching. Smash that like button on the way out. Check out this lovely lady's channels, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube as well. That's it, everyone. We are out of here. Have a good evening. Wonderful night. I'll be back tomorrow.